Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Um, I have been asked to present from Asa Ki Var, and the topic given to me is well-being, Asa Ki Var and well-being. How can the Asa Ki Var help us to attain a sort of well-being within, which includes physical well-being, emotional well-being, social well-being, and spiritual well-being. In a way, it's the overall well-being. How can Asa Ki Var and some of the insights within Asa Ki Var can help us and can lead us to live such a life? So here we go. What I'm going to do is, I think we all know Asa Ki Var has 24 bodies, and each of the bodies precede some of the sloks, like 2 to 3 or even sometimes more. So these insights are from those sloks, either from those sloks or from some of the bodies. So here we go. And to make them short and sweet, what I did is I have picked up one keyword, one key attribute, one key virtue from these bodies or these sloks. So to begin with, the first one, the body tells us about the wisdom. And in Guru Granth Sahib, in the sloks which precede the first body, it is light, it is Chanan. And you know Chanan, light and darkness. So in Sikhi, light is the Guru, wisdom is the light, and Guru is the wisdom. So the first attribute, the first insight that comes to us from Asa Ki Var, which can help us to lead a life that we want to live, an accomplished life, a life full with a complete well-being sort of. The source is wisdom, and Guru Granth Sahib in the form of Shabad is, we can say, one of the precious source of that wisdom. Let me move on to the next one, and uh, the body number two. The sloks which precede this body, talks about truth, and truth is, the sloks say the truth manifests throughout the creation. In a way, like the truth manifests through each and every being and each and everything that you see, that you come in contact with. So, having a connection with this attribute, with this feeling, with this virtue in the life, is one of the another factor which will help us to lead and to live a life of bliss, a life of well-being, and so on. The third one that we can move on to is from the Shabad, the word used in the Gurbani, in the Asa Ki Var, is Smart. And it's so beautiful to hear and so beautiful to see and read that through, I mean, this word, this mad, in English, you can translate it like amazement, like wonder, like wow kind of thing. And it says, what is wow in this world? What is wow in this creation? The Guru says, everything I see, because the truth has manifested, because the divine itself has manifested through it. So he says, whatever I see, whatever I hear, whether it is sounds, people, animals, creatures, flowers, plants, everything around me, from small to big, he says, is creating a sort of amazement, of a smile. I mean, look at these things, and 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 feel, if we start feeling, if we start having a sort of connection with the things around us in a way of amazement, in a way of wonder, wow. So these are the very simple but small but very practical ways of of reaching to that sort of well-being that we are talking about, and we all want to live. Let me move on to the this beautiful quote. Walt Whitman said once, and a morning glory at my window satisfies me more than the metaphysics of words. And you might have, just read this, the the quote here in the previous slide, the art of being happy lies in the power of extracting happiness from common things. So this is what the whole of this body number 3, the slokas preceding this body are talking about. There are many small things, and these small things you don't need to find, to go somewhere to find. They are all around us. When we get up early in the morning, we are in the family, we are in a room, we are in a house, whether we are in an office or wherever you are. So all these small things, maybe from your own child, maybe from your own partner, maybe from your own children, maybe from your own people around, and maybe your pet, and maybe so many other things. So they are like, they must create, or they should create a sort of amazement, the Guru says. Let me move to the next one, and the number 4. So this body and the sloks preceding this body tells us about nirpao, and we all know that in Mool Mantra, we have been reading nirpao, nirvair. So if you can make yourself nirvair, this is how you become nirpao. And being nirpao, being fearless, is one of the another key factors which can help us to, and which will help us rather, to achieve that sort of well-being. And this is very important, because unless you create a sort of a state of which liberates you from whatever the fear you may have, whether it is physical or non-physical, or whatever, worldly or non-worldly, you can't really gain that sort of well-being. The next one, the a very interesting quote here goes with Sikhi Sikhya Gurbichar Nadari Karam Langhai Par. We are Sikhs, and we call our faith Sikhi, or the Sikhism. And here is the a beautiful way of looking at it. Sikhi, what is Sikhi? Sikhi, Sikhya, the learning, and the source of learning here is the Guru Granth Sahib. And we are so blessed that we have that source within us. We have that source within our approach, within our access. We just need to take some initiatives. And here it says, that once you learn this Sikhya through Guru Vichar, Nadari Karam Langhai Par, you don't need to worry about, you don't need to then fear about what's going to happen next, or what's going to happen hereafter. It says the divine, the gracious one, will itself take you across. So what you need to do is start learning. And what happens after learning? Learning is not enough. You need something more. And here, in the beautiful words of Asa Ki Var, it is Nanak Bhagata Pukh Salahan Sach Naam Aadhar Sada Anand Rahe Din Rati Gunavantiya Pasha. You can call it hunger, you can call it yearning. And yearning is for, Satnam. This yearning is for praises of the divine. This yearning is for a connection. And the second line says, if you can develop that, if you can build that sort of yearning within your being, within your heart, within your mind. So it assures us in the second line, Sada Ananda Rahe Din Rati. There is a well-being which is like a 24/7 kind of well-being. There is a internal bliss within day and night that happens. And one of the other tool given to us is being humble, being, dust of the feet of the merciless. The idea is that you have that attitude, you have that keenness to learn, to develop your yearning, to make your connection bigger, to make your connection more powerful and more stronger. So we have just completed, 1/4 of the AKV of the Asa Ki Var. And as you know, when there are some medicines given to us, or when there are something that we need to take for better health, or for a better well-being, so there are some precautions. So I would like to say, to look at the body number 7 to 11. These bodies are talking about and have given us some sort of precautions. And these precautions are what precautions? Precautions are that while you are working at wisdom, truth, amazement, and being fearless, and so on, you need to avoid few things. And the few things are, what you need to avoid is, the body 7 says, the most important thing that you need to overcome, that you need to avoid is ego, is worry, chinta, peh, chinta, haume, show off, overestimation, not just underestimation. Most of the times we overestimate ourselves, whether it is work-related things, office-related things, or family-related things, or any of the things, or whether it is relationships, and lies, and greed, and so on. So these bodies, from 7 to 11, they talk that you must take these precautions, some steps to avoid these kind of things. And the body 9, some of the lines here are so beautiful, and they tell us, they tell us, about social networking. You can call it, in Sikhist term, this is what we call sangat, this is what we call satsanga, this is what we call, doing sangat or joining sangat, and so on. So one of the bodies, here says, then manga je tujhe te aaye. This is like, look at, how Guru Nanak Sahib is putting it, how he is so keen, and he himself is like, so much into it that he says, I seek the company of those devotees who always remember you. Because the people, the beings, the devotees, if the devotees, if the people, kind of, who are connected, who inspire you to be connected with the divine, who motivate you, who help us to make your connection stronger. That's the sangat. That's the social networking. That's the social a company that we need, the Guru says. And the second line says, Nanak vakhana benati jen sach pallayo. Again, the people, those, the truth is all manifested, all around us. But the question is, how do you incorporate that truth? How do you experience that truth? How do you take that truth into your life, into your everyday life? So the Guru says, I seek such kind of people, those can help us, not just, make my connection constant, make my connection ever, eternal, make my connection forever, make my connection more stronger with the divine. I look for the company of those people. We are moving on, and the body number 12. The title here given is Dukh. You might be surprising, because we are looking for insights which can help us towards a well-being. But how come the Dukh is there? And you will be really, wondering, and you will be surprised to hear that the Guru says in this body, yes, Dukh can also help us. And basically, all the Dukh, all the troubles, the problems, the sufferings, whatever you call them, they are, like the Guru is saying, they are part of life. We need to understand this. And we began with the wisdom, right? The wisdom tells us this, that you don't need to be afraid of these things. And in a way, the Guru is saying here, the actual word is Dukh Daru. Daru is medicine. You say Dukh is a medicine. So in a way, that Dukh is also going to help you build your connection stronger. Also going to help you in some ways to maintain your well-being, to achieve your well-being. If you are missing that. So this is really very important to understand. In Sikhi and in this slok of Asa Ki Var, Guru says, don't be afraid of that. Consider them and accept them as part of life. And the wisdom says so. That's how the life is. That's how the world goes. That Dukh and Sukh, they are part of life. So the Dukh is Dukh Daru, Sukh Rog Paya. Sometimes the comfort, the happiness, more the Sukh, we become more lazy. We become like more, in a state of forgetfulness or forgetfulness, We forget, who we are, what we want, and how should we lead a life. Like, too much into the luxury kind of things. So Dukh, the suffering, the problems are like, they are reminders, they are also like, make us learn more. They also make us, to realize, to become more conscious in life. So in a way, the Guru says all these things, are there, and basically they are to help you grow further, stronger, and deeper. So if we look this dukh kind of thing, or the problem kind of thing, or whatever the pain or the suffering, life is full of pains. Life is not just full of happiness or comfort. Where there is comfort, there is where there is pleasure, there is pain. Where there is happiness, there are moments of sorrow, there are moments of suffering. So Guru in a way is asking us, that look at them in a positive way. What can you learn from them? What can you learn in a way that which next time, the next day, helps you to make or to achieve your well-being. Remember, we are talking of well-being through Asa Ki Var. So this insight, that considering dukh just similar to the sukh, just an event, or just an incident, or just another element that we face in our life. So that will help you to move more, another step towards your well-being. Then the body number 13, the term here we have used is I've used is Satiyug. So you might have heard about Kali Yuga and Satiyug, right? And everyone tells about us that this is the age which is going on, or the time is moved, that we are living in is Kali Yuga. So Asa Ki Var, this body number 13 tells us, okay, you don't want to live in Kali Yuga, so here is the way. You can start living in Satyu. And very beautifully, this slok says that they have used two insights, or the two indicators which can lead you to Satyu. The two virtues, they are contentment and righteousness. Satyug Rath Santokh Ka Taram Agar. And what makes it the other way around? What makes it Kaliyug? The Guru says the Kaliyug is desire, unending desire. Like, you are craving all the time. You are not able to look at, you are not able to appreciate what you have at this moment. Rather, you are thinking all the time, what you don't have, or you are always, you're burning in desire and desire and desire and falsehood, in lies, in some sort of deceiving, trickery, and so many other things. The Guru says, instead of these, try to acquire contentment, try to acquire righteousness, try to acquire truthfulness. So they are going to help you to achieve a state of well-being within. The body number 40, comes up with this beautiful quote from Asa Ki Var, Mittat Nimi Nanaka, Guna Changiyanyata. Nimi is humility, Nimrata. The Guru says, Nimrata is basically the essence of all virtues. Look at the way the Guru portrays it. Look at the way the Guru expresses it. He says, Nimrata, we are all, proud of so many things, and most of the times we are arrogant and we boost ourselves and we think nobody is like us. The Guru says, that's not the way, that's not the right way. The right way is to be humble, the way which can help us build and experience our well-being within us. And here and now is metta, is nimi, is nimrata, the Guru says. The next body, is another very interesting thing here to look at, that tells us about, the four C's, you can just to remember, and the slok is concerned with, I think some of you already might be knowing it, with the ceremony of thread, Janev ceremony, which is performed in the Hindu faith. And they wear a Janev on their body, which is a symbol of externally, being initiated into the faith and being religious and so on. The Guru here says, Daya Kapa, Santokh Sood, Jat Gandhi Satvat, E Janev Ji Ka, Haita Pandeka. In a way, the Guru says, unless you have these four C's in your life, unless you have these four C's, and the C's are compassion, contentment, control. Continence is control. Control not upon people. We all want to control other people. The Guru says continence is control upon yourself, control upon your own mind, control upon your own senses, control upon yourself. And and the next one is conduct. How to conduct your behavior. The way you speak, the way you behave, the way you act, the way you interact with people. That's conduct. The Guru says if you can make these four C's within your life flow in a nice, in a beautiful way. That's the true way of connecting. That's the true way of having a sort of sacred Janev or a symbol which can make you religious and so. Let me move on. And the next one again, body number 16 to 19 tell us some of the precautions again, because we have been talking about so many good things, so many like medicinal elements in the AKV Asa Ki Var. And these bodies comes up with some more precautions that you need to take. And these are like avoid hypocrisy, avoid doubt, suspicion, discrimination. And Asa Ki Var, they are they are expressed as hypocrisies, pakhand, chodile, pakhanda, nae, laye, jahe taranda. Param is like any kind of param, puts you in doubt, in suspicion, whether it is sutak, whether it is, the belief in some good things, other bad things, some good moments, other bad moments, whether it is days, colors, numbers, so there can be anything. The Guru says, avoid these params. They are all like they are delusions. They will not help you to maintain your well-being. Rather, they will destroy it. They will dilute it. And whether it is any kind of other vahm, we know Punjabi with vahm. Param Guru says just avoid them. And the body 19 body also talks about discrimination. Discrimination may be among man to man. It may be about boy and girl. It may be about man and woman. Remember from the Asa Ki Var, we have this beautiful quote, Dukh, so kyo manda akhiyan, git raga, and so on. Why do you call somebody good and somebody bad? Look at people, as they are. Don't discriminate them. Don't judge them. And these are the like, look at them. We need a lot of time to reflect on these things. We need a lot of time to contemplate these beautiful things. These are like so beautiful tips, and I would like to call them like they are eternal truths. They are universal truths. They are truths for life, which are going to build a life, which are going to build our own well-being. Let me move on to the body number 20, and it comes up with politeness. In Punjabi, the talk is Nanak Fikka Bole hai, Tan Man Fikka Hoye. Mitha and Fikka, we all know. I know nowadays we have to avoid mitha, but here this mitha, is not that is going to create sugar kind of thing. It's this mitha is going to make your life sweeter. Guru says whenever you speak, whenever you interact with anyone, be polite. Don't be rude. And he has given this, interesting quote here that why do you need to be so? He says, because this is not just going to harm or hurt the person you are talking to or interacting. It is going to hurt and to your own body and mind, your own being. It's going to make your own body and mind unpleasant. It's going to make your own body and mind and be ਫਿੱਕਾ. If you speak ਫਿੱਕਾ, ਜੇ ਫਿੱਕਾ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਜੇ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਨ ਤਨ, we sometimes feel, I'm not feeling happy, I'm not feeling good. So maybe we need to look at, maybe one of these things. That's what's happening. That's what we are doing. Maybe when we connect with people, we talk to people, we are not so polite. We just say whatever we feel, and that might be not just hurting them; it's also internally hurting or having sort of impact, negative impact on our own being. So this is very interesting here, that being polite, being humble, how is it going to help you achieve your well-being? Okay, the body number 21 comes with love. And this slows with this body, they are so beautiful. The term used here is ashak, ashki, mohabbat, love, preet. And Asa Ki Var tells us, yes, Nanak ashak and yes, sad hi rahe samaye. this love, he says, love is not just love with one specific person or people or things around you. This love, again, remember, truth is manifesting throughout the creation. Creator has manifested, throughout this creation. Divine has manifested throughout this creation. So love in Sikhi is love for love and reverence for all beings in that sense. Love the people you live with, love the people around you, love the guru, love the wisdom, love the way you want to, lead your life and take initiative accordingly. So this love is like, and also this love is not momentary kind of thing. The guru says the true lover is the one who always remains tuned to this idea of he never forgets. He's always in remembrance that this is how he needs to lead his life. This is how he needs to live his life. Body number 22 and 23, we are just left with two more slides, is talking about Seva, service. And I think we all know that how important is this concept, this principle of Seva, service in Sikhi. And there are these two beautiful quotes from Asa Ki Var. One of them says, Aap gavaye seva kari, takish pahe. If you really want to have some honor, some respect in this life, the Guru says, serve, do seva, but seva is not to show off. Seva is not to show your ego. Seva is rather the other way around. It's like overcome your ego and serve. The idea behind serving others, serving somebody is to lower your ego self, to appreciate and to realize that it's the same being which is within me has manifested among other people as well. And the second line says, Nanak Sevaka Kandiya Je Seti Khasam Samai. Objective of Seva is that you become like the one. Like when you say, I'm serving the Guru, and in Sikhi, whatever we do is like we are serving the Guru. So serving the Guru should be like taking you closer and closer and closer to the Guru. Ultimately, if you say, I'm serving God, I'm serving the divine. So the objective for you should be that at the end of the day, you become like Him, the one you serve. So, I mean, these are so beautiful quotes that if we can even take a part of it, a very short part of it into our lives, I'm sure they will not just enlighten us that how do we achieve a well-being, they will help us definitely to move towards this, well-being, which is like we are always after, but still we are missing. The last body, 24, we began with wisdom, W, and here is the 24th body also comes with, the W, will, and this W is will with capital. Will is raza, will is hukam, will is para. So, I mean, the guru, the source of wisdom tells us at the end of the day, we are supposed to put our efforts the best. We are supposed to take all precautions. We are supposed to take steps. We are supposed to take initiatives. But at the end of the day, it's the divine. There is a bigger will. There is a bigger objective, which is running the world. We may not be aware. We may not be in agreement. We may not feel good about it. That's the way. That's the life. That's the way of the world. You have to accept it. Nanak eki bahari or duji nahi jai. And there is no other place that you can go to. There is no other place for refuge. At the end of the day, you have to follow it. You have to accept it. So kare jeti se we all have our wills. We want to live, and we want to express, and we want to, act according to those wills. But there is a bigger will, which includes will of the whole, and that's the divine will. And acceptance, you can say, is the key, another term that we need to remember. So this is how I think I have, in very short, tried to cover these bodies and some beautiful and some short and sweet insights from those bodies and the related slokas. And I'm very sure, that they will help us to look at Next time when we read the Asa Ki Var, when we do kirtan, when we sing, or when we read. So these are the some of the a couple of lines, toka, and the words which can resonate with us, and they will help us that how wisdom, truth, love, fearlessness, compassion, contentment, politeness, humility, acceptance. And on the other hand, there are few things that you need to take as precautionary, measures. You need to all the time remember that you need to avoid them. And if we can do that, and how are we going to do that? So here is the key in the end. And this is again from Asa Ki Var, and that is from the body number 20, a beautiful quote, a beautiful thought which tells us the initiative has to be taken by you. None other than you can do that. And that is apan hathi apana ape hi kasava. You has to be self-reliant. You have to definitely, in Sikhi, we do rely on the Guru, we do rely on grace, on the divine. But initiative has to be with his grace, with Guru's wisdom, with all those, we do in the name of activities, in the name of reading Gurbani or doing stanza, or doing Seva and kind of things. At the end of the day, it is a steps that you need to take, that you need to move on, that you need to initiate. Not just the ideas, you need to put them into action. And I'm sure that if we do that, and and if we have some sort of resolution with ourselves in this new year, that we will, whenever the next time we hear Asa Ki Var, we do part, we do kirtan, sing, we will remember some of these things, and we will try to through that remembrance put some of these elements in. So I'm very sure that if we can do those, some of these things, they will definitely help us to not just maintain the well-being that we already have, but make it more deeper, make it more blissful, make it more happier for us. Thank you. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh.